I walk onto the graduation stage to receive my valedictorian award. My heart pounds in my ears, palms sweating. 4 years of work, countless sleepless nights, endless studying, all leading to this moment. As I take the microphone, someone from the audience shouts, "Who cares if her brain is beautiful?" The voice belongs to Jake, the popular kid from med school, the most handsome, most social one. Everyone starts laughing, some sheepishly, others openly. I try not to cry, grab my diploma, and quickly exit the stage. That diploma launched a journey that would make me the university's biggest donor 4 years later, something no one could have imagined. It all started on the first day of university, Johns Hopkins Medical School. This was supposed to be where my dreams came true. My family was proud, and so was I. When I entered the classroom, I was filled with excitement and hope. Then I looked in the mirror. I wasn't particularly beautiful. I'll admit it. My glasses were thick, my hair was messy, my clothes didn't match. I didn't know how to do makeup, never learned how to pose for social media. I was just a simple girl from a small town. In the first week, everyone formed friend groups. I couldn't talk to anyone. My shyness and appearance built walls around me. Who is this girl? I heard whispers. She's not pretty at all. The worst was the nickname Ugly Emma. That's what they called me behind my back. Jake and his friends were the most popular group. Handsome, wealthy, confident kids. Jake was particularly cruel. "Emma, how's your love life?" he'd ask publicly. "Nobody finds you attractive?" Everyone would laugh. I'd try to smile too. I didn't know what else to do. Second year got even worse. It was the social media era, and I wasn't active on any platform. I was ashamed to take photos of myself. I wasn't invited to events. "Emma doesn't have Instagram because she has no beautiful photos to share," they'd mock. It was true too. I felt ugly. When I ate in the cafeteria, no one sat next to me. When groups formed in labs, I was always picked last, often not picked at all. My worst moment happened at the year-end party. Jake took the stage and started a most beautiful girl game. He ranked the girls, everyone applauded. Finally he said, "And the ugliest award obviously goes to Emma." Everyone burst into laughter. That night I went home and looked in the mirror. Maybe they were right. Maybe I really was an ugly girl. Third year, I completely withdrew. I went to classes, went home. I didn't socialize with anyone. Books became my only friends, but I noticed something. My grades kept rising. Without social anxiety, I could focus solely on learning. Anatomy, physiology, pathology. I studied everything in detail. Professors started noticing me. "Emma works very hard," they'd say. "She's an intelligent student." For the first time, someone wasn't talking about my appearance. At the same time, I began my own transformation. Slowly, I started taking care of my hair. I watched makeup tutorials online. I joined a gym. "Ugly Emma at the gym," they'd mock. I didn't care anymore. I was doing it for myself. At the end of 4th year, I graduated valedictorian. Class rank number 1. When I walked onto that graduation stage, I was no longer the same person. I had worked on myself for 4 years. My hair was neat, my makeup was on point. I had lost weight. My posture was straighter. But most importantly, I had confidence. My academic success had given me strength. Jake's "Who cares if her brain is beautiful?" comment didn't break me. I could smile at him now, because my brain really was beautiful, and that made me powerful. After graduation, I went to the US. I had been accepted for residency at Harvard, an opportunity very few people from my country received. Boston was cold, but I warmed up quickly. At Harvard Medical School, there were other international students. But there, intelligence mattered, not appearance. On the first day, my professor told me, "Emma, your file is impressive. You're one of the most talented students we've had from abroad." That's when I understood. I was somewhere I was valued. No one commented on my appearance. Only my brainpower spoke. For 2 years, I worked day and night. I conducted research, wrote papers. I specialized in plastic surgery, but not just for cosmetic purposes. I focused on reconstructive surgery, burn treatments, congenital anomalies, post-accident reconstruction. I performed operations that changed people's lives. My professors at Harvard loved me. "Dr. Emma, you're not just a doctor, you're an artist," they'd say. I could have stayed in America. Good salary, prestigious hospital, comfortable life. But I decided to return home because I had a mission. When I returned to Baltimore, I wanted to establish a clinic that would revolutionize plastic surgery, not just for the wealthy, but for people who really needed it. First, I went to my old university. I sat in the dean's office. The dean immediately recognized me. "Dr. Emma, our graduate from Harvard, the pride of our university." "Dean, I have a proposal," I said. "I want to open a plastic surgery department, both reconstructive and cosmetic." His eyes lit up. "Of course. You're now one of the country's best specialists in this field." I donated $2 million to the university. A new department, new laboratories, the most modern equipment. News appeared in papers. Harvard graduate doctor makes major donation to Johns Hopkins. When the clinic opened, my old classmates came too. They had all become doctors by now. Jake was among them. He didn't look as handsome anymore. His hair was starting to fall out. He'd gained some weight. I was the opposite. 7 years of investment in myself had paid off. "Emma, wow, you've changed so much," Jake said. There was amazement in his voice. "Hello, Jake," I said calmly. "How are you?" "Good, getting by." "How did you do all this?" "Harvard clinic." "Everything is so impressive." I laughed inside. Same old Jake, still putting himself at the center. "I worked hard," I said simply. That evening there was a reception. My old classmates gathered around me. Everyone wanted to talk to me, take photos with me. "Emma, do you remember the university days?" asked Sarah. She was also one of those who used to mock me. "Of course I remember," I said with a smile. "I remember everything." During the reception, Jake approached me. "Emma, can I talk to you?" We went to the balcony. The Baltimore skyline was in front of us. "I'm sorry," he said suddenly, "for what we did to you in university. We were so childish." "Were you really childish?" I asked. "We were stepping into adulthood. These were conscious choices. You're right. We were actually jealous of you. You were so smart. We were trying to make you feel small." This confession surprised me. "Were you jealous?" "Of course. You got the best grades without socializing, without having fun. While we partied at night, you studied. We were bothered by your success. That's when I understood. Their mockery was because they feared my strength. It wasn't about my ugliness. It was about my intelligence." After the clinic opened, things developed very quickly. 50 patients in the first month, 100 patients in the second. I performed both private surgeries and free operations. My most special project was the Second Chance program. I performed free operations for people experiencing confidence issues due to burns, accidents, or congenital defects. My first patient was a 16-year-old girl, Ashley. She had a cleft lip from birth. They mocked her at school. "Doctor, am I ugly?" She asked me. "No, honey," I said. "You're beautiful. With just a small intervention, you'll be much happier." The operation was successful. Ashley's face was perfect. But most importantly, her confidence returned. "Thank you, doctor. You gave me my life back," she said. That's when I understood why I was doing this work. Not just for revenge, but to really help people. My success was reflected in the media. I started appearing on TV programs. Headlines like "Harvard Graduate American Doctor" appeared. One day, Jake called me. "Emma, I'm calling to apologize. I have a request." "What is it?" "My wife gave birth, but the scar from the C-section is really bad. Can you operate on her?" I was surprised. The man who used to humiliate me was now asking for my help. "Of course. Make an appointment with my assistant." When he came with his wife, everything was clear. Jake wasn't the same as before. His confident attitude was gone. His wife was also a very beautiful woman, but she was worried. "Doctor, please heal me," she said. "My husband is very handsome. I don't want to look ugly next to him." At that moment, I looked at Jake. He was ashamed. I understood that he was also pressuring his wife about appearance. I performed the operation perfectly. The scar completely disappeared, but I also gave them a lesson. "Beauty isn't just on your outside," I said. "Loving and respecting each other is more important." Awards and achievements. Within 3 years, my clinic became one of the most prestigious plastic surgery centers in the country. Patients even came from Europe. I received the Doctor of the Year award. I gave a speech at the ceremony. I dedicate this award to everyone who has been excluded, humiliated, or crushed because of their appearance. Remember that true beauty is inside you, and everyone deserves a second chance. Everyone in the hall gave a standing ovation. I saw Jake in the back rows. He was also applauding. In the 5th year, I went to the university again, this time as a guest speaker. I was going to give a motivation speech to medical students. The same amphitheater, same seats, but this time I was on stage. "Dear students," I said, "I'm going to tell you a story. I'll talk about a student who studied in these classrooms 4 years ago." I told my own story. The mockery, exclusion, then success. "That student was me," I said finally. "And some of your professors here thought I was ugly." There was silence. Then great applause. After the speech, a student approached. "Doctor, I'm like you too. They say I'm ugly. What makes you ugly?" I asked, "I don't know. They just say so." "Well, what are you? Just your appearance?" "No, of course not. I work very hard, I'm smart, I play music." "Exactly. You are so many things. Your appearance is just a small part of you, the least important part." Last month, Jake came to the clinic again, this time for himself. "Emma, I want to get hair transplant surgery," he said shyly. "Okay," I said, "but first I need to examine you." We talked during the examination. "I regret it," he said. "I deeply regret what I did to you in university." "It's in the past, Jake." "No, it's not. Every time I hear about your success, I feel ashamed. You're a much better person than me." "Jake, everyone can change. What's important is learning." I successfully performed the hair transplant, but I gave him something more important: the chance to apologize. I opened my Instagram account 2 years ago. I share before and after operation photos, but I don't just show external appearance changes. I also show patients' confidence transformations. I now have 2 million followers. In every post I write, beauty is not a matter of external appearance. Beauty is feeling good about yourself. In the comments, children who were once mocked send messages. "Doctor, you are my role model." I'm 32 years old now. I'm a successful doctor. I have my own clinic. I'm recognized in the media, but most importantly, I'm at peace with myself. I used to think I was ugly. Now I know that beauty is relative. What's important is inner beauty and confidence. Last week, my old classmates created a WhatsApp group. Everyone writes, "Emma, will you meet with us?" "Sure," I said. "Why not?" "Because I'm no longer afraid of them. I no longer allow their opinions to determine my worth." I share this story because I know there are many people who have been excluded, humiliated, called ugly. I tell them this: those who humiliate you are actually afraid of you. They know you're strong. The journey I started with that diploma brought me here, not just for revenge, but to realize myself. And Jake's, who cares if her brain is beautiful? Comment? Now I know the answer. Having a beautiful brain means everything. Because beauty is temporary, but intelligence is forever. When I see those who mocked me as ugly in university now competing to sponsor me, I understand. True beauty was never on the outside. It was always inside. 7 years later, when I return to that university, I see students walking in the corridors. Some confident, some shy. When I see the shy ones, I approach. "Hello, I'm Dr. Emma. I'm a graduate here. Can I tell you something?" "Sure, doctor. You are very valuable. No matter what anyone says about you, don't forget this." Because I know that maybe that child will also do great things in the future. Maybe they will also donate to this university one day. And maybe then they'll understand. Power doesn't come from beauty. It comes from believing in yourself. This story doesn't end here. This is just the beginning, because true beauty never ends.